As for how I'm able to move around freely in Penacony, I have 1 week to thank for that. As you can see, I've only returned to my home to bid it farewell. Would you be kind enough to give me a chance to say goodbye, so that I may leave without regrets?
Agreed. But until you leave Penacony for good, you're to stay by my side.
You have my gratitude.
I left my home in a hurry, too. I know how it feels. That said, I can't make this call by myself. My companions need to know about this, too.
The Astral Express crew is in Penacony too?
Come with me. We'll go find them. You come along, too.
Okay. Boy, this is gonna be a party.
We're here. They should be somewhere nearby.
Mr. Yang, if you don't mind, there's something that puzzles me. Now that the crisis on the planet of festivities has been averted, shouldn't the Astral Express have departed to continue on its trailblazing journey? Why have you and your companions stayed behind in Penacony? Could it be that someone stirred up trouble after I left?
And if that were indeed the case?
I doubt I'm in any position to be proposing ideas, but I'm happy to defer to the Nameless and aid with any plans you may have.
There's no need to worry. All is well in Penacony. Our reason for lingering here is a certain unusual passenger.
A passenger?
The Express has been commissioned to send a passenger back home. We're just resting up in Penacony for a while before we depart.
By passenger, do you mean this lady here? Or these ladies?
This... how?
You're finally here, Mr. Yang. We have a huge problem.
Isn't it fascinating how variables never fail to find their way into the lives of organic life forms? I have no interest in the Harmony's celebration, so it's only natural for me to turn down the invitation. But it looks like my decision also cost me the front row seat to all of your exciting adventures. Conclusion: there is likewise a downside to pursuing reason. I hear that the Astral Express has established a collaboration with the Garden of Recollection for your next destination. Could there be more to it? Logic. The average Pathstrider wouldn't leave any trace behind in the Garden of Recollection's mirror. It's a pity we do not communicate much within the Society. Not to mention we've lost most of our members to the Lord of Silence. I have never heard of Amphorius, however. That Foxian girl has indeed been through an unimaginable turn of events. I suppose that's the fate you organic life forms are bound by. So, is it out of goodwill that the Astral Express volunteered to send her back home? Looks like this is one exceptional passenger. Don't you have to accompany her then, Miss Himiko?
So, is anyone gonna tell me what's going on? March?
Oh, about that. Why don't you ask her instead? She knows how to present things logically. You don't have to tell him that. He can see for himself. Forget it. I'll tell you. We walked around with Miss Ting-Yoon for a while after separating from the rest. But then we ran into something weird.
Did something happen in the dreamscape?
Actually, it's more like it was someone's fault. We met a Pepeshi filming a Try Not to Laugh challenge, and he gave us some of his candy. A type of candy that's supposed to make you fall over laughing.
So that sort of try not to laugh challenge.
I didn't really want to do it, but she insisted on us giving it a shot. That's how we got into this problem.
What happened?
Oh, come on, stop interrupting. So, we had some candy, and we're so happy we rolled around on the ground for a bit before standing up. But once we did, we realized Miss Ting-Yoon ate the candy too. But she only sneezed nonstop. Achoo! Achoo! Sneeze after sneeze. And before we knew it, she multiplied into several Ting-Yoons right in front of us.
What's your take on this?
The dreamscape is a Memoria world. It is likely the candy triggered her hypersensitive mind, causing scattered memory fragments to dissociate and become entities themselves. There is no cause for concern. We've experienced similar incidents from time to time in the sweet dream.
Mr. Yang? Who is this?
It's okay. You can reveal yourself now.
I was only being careful, or we would have been stopped by the Bloodhounds more than once on our way here. Help me remove.
It's been a while, everyone.
What's going on?
Everyone, stay calm. I'll explain. I believe that at this point, Sunday has no reason to be dishonest, but to prevent any unforeseen complications, I'll be accompanying him everywhere he goes until he leaves Penacony. Mr. 1 Week here is an old acquaintance of Sunday's.
Pleased to meet you, fair lady. And you, of course. You're the heavyweight who pummeled this control freak.
The surprises just keep pouring in. First there was Miss Acheron, and then Miss Ting-Yun. Why does it seem like Mr. Yang always comes back with some extraordinary guests?
Let's leave this discussion for later. For now, we should be focusing on returning Miss Ting-Yun to her normal self.
That's not gonna be easy. You'll see what I mean, Mr. Yang. These Ting-Yuns aren't exactly easy to communicate with.
Miss March 7th, have you taken the time to consider my suggestion?
Your suggestion? Oh, wait. Which Miss Ting-Yun are you again?
It's me! I'm the one who wants every Ting-Yun to come together to form the Ting-Yun Merchant Guild. How often do you get the chance to work with yourself? Just imagine how in sync we'll be with one another. We're bound to thrive and prosper. I know, we can't leave the dreamscape to trade with the outside world, so that's where you come in, Miss March 7th. Your wits surpass many others, making you the perfect person to handle liaison negotiations on our behalf.
I guess I can consider it. I hope everything goes smoothly for your guild. There. Now do you see what I mean, Mr. Yang?
There does appear to be an element of her talking to herself.
Forget about it. How are you gonna clone your bat?
Mr. Yang mentioned the Express's next voyage is to send a passenger back home. Could this lady be from the Xianzhou Alliance?
Yes, more specifically, the Xianzhou Luofu.
The Luofu? Didn't the Antimatter Legion launch an ambush on the Luofu some time ago? Was she one of the few survivors?
Quite the contrary. She might have been the person closest to the eye of the storm.
Looks like there's a lot more to this story.
Story for another time. As host of the Dreamscape, do you have any suggestions for fixing this problem?
I don't have much to go on now. Perhaps we should talk to the other Miss Ting-Yuns here.
Noise.
You can't fly. I can. I can fly. A long, long time ago. I'll take you next.
Nah.
Even if that's... Huh? You can't... I'll take you next.
Nah.
Even if that's... Why do I feel like...
That sounds nice. People never forget a personally prepared home-cooked meal.
But then again, gifts should be lasting.
What about a delightful new bouquet of flowers on the table each day? Wouldn't they do a better job at brightening up someone's day?
That sounds like a good idea.
If we really want to do this right, though, it's the thought behind the gift that truly matters. The more thought goes into the gift, the better the recipient feels it.
She makes a valid point, too.
You sure have a way of not offending anyone.
These three Tingyuns don't look like they'll be reaching a conclusion anytime soon. We won't be able to get a word in.
So, what do you think, Sonny?
Let's try a different name, my dear friend.
Well, don't we sound chummier that way? I took a leaf out of this Foxian girl's book.
The problem with Miss Tingyun is just as I suspected before. That prank shattered her into notes that are each a part of her. In other words, it means the Tingyuns we see here are all different aspects of her psyche.
Okay... You just made it sound a whole lot more complicated.
At any rate, this is a known occurrence across the dreamscape. Tuning could be the way to fix it. The only problem is that these Miss Tingyuns are too caught up in their own world. Is there one we can properly speak with?
One that we can speak with? Oh, I think there is one! But it may take me a while to identify her. Looks like they...
Well, if you ask me.
You're hoping for them to... Looks like they still haven't
Well, if you ask me.
You're hoping for them to... This missed...
Oh, were you all looking for me?
Found her! If I remember correctly...
It's nothing special.
She ought to meet your one we can properly speak with requirement, right?
Worth a try. My lady, if I may, I wish to perform a tuning on you.
Before you start, you should know that we're keeping our eyes on you. If you even think about taking Miss Ting-Yun hostage...
It is not my intention to provoke you. Perhaps, as assurance, we can have my friend here perform the task in my stead. 1 week has a higher mastery of the harmony than I do.
That is true.
If you still have concerns, you are also free to restrain me while he performs the tuning.
There's no need for that. You're acting so... sincere. I'm actually surprised.
Are you all right with this, Miss Ting-Yun?
I go as the wind blows, so you may decide for me.
Then kindly forgive our intrusion. Please do your best, 1 week.
What the...